River City! Remember the name!
How fast can I touch a phone in every GTA game? More specifically, a payphone you find on the street. Which means that this or this does not qualify. My timer starts when I make any player or camera movement and stops as soon as any body part touches a payphone. Let's start with the original GTA. In this game, to do any progression, you gotta touch a payphone and start a mission from there. Currently there's an arrow on the screen pointing us to a payphone, however there's a closer one. So let's go. Right across the street we have a payphone, and this took us less than 3 seconds. Holy crap, which game can beat this time?
Payphone!
Spoiler, some of them do. So let's move on to the first expansion for GTA, called London 69. Is the payphone here closer? Is it across the street? Well, unfortunately no, we gotta wait for a specific car here because the traffic is scripted. And let's go, this car is the one I want. This is the fastest one you get at the start. I can get, of course, the bug right next to me, but no, this was fast and it took us less than 10 seconds, which compared to the first game this is very slow, but still 10 seconds, dude.
Payphone!
10 seconds is very fast. Let's move on to the second expansion, in which we still don't have a payphone across the street. However, we get a fast car where we can drive this car to the payphone location, which is a few blocks away. So let's go, buddy. Take a left over here, take a right over here, and this is the payphone location. We have 4 to pick from. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And would you look at this? Not just the seconds, but the whole time. The entire thing is the exact same on both games.
Payphone!
How lucky was this? And speaking of lucky, haha, let's move on to GTA 2. You know where this is going, right? Let me start the game. What do you guys see? On the left? It's a payphone. This is gonna take me less than a second, dude. I just gotta walk forward and to the left a little bit, and there we go, less than a second. About a half a second this took me to touch.
Payphone!
Alright, GTA 2, you are one strong competitor. Alright, it's time for the 3D universe, starting with GTA 3. In this game, I'm not just gonna get into my car and drive to a payphone, I'm gonna do a very cool trick, which is called the Mega Jump. Ho yeah, I did this, so I'm closer to a car and I'm gonna pick up a car from the street. Of course I could pick up my Kuruma, but that's a little bit slower because I gotta drive all this way, but I jumped through the gap. So let's get here, this is the closest one I could find. We get missions from this one as well, a little bit later, and here we go, this took 23-24 seconds.
Payphone!
Honestly, not too bad. Speaking of bad, let's move on to the worst game in the franchise, GTA Vice City. Oh ho ho, how many of you got triggered? Haha, I'm joking, relax. Or am I? Anyway, let's move on, Tommy, let's go. Pick up the Faggio and go straight and to the right. There's a payphone pretty close by, right next to this parking lot, in which we get missions, of course, later on. And I touched it in the sky, dude. Oh yeah.
Payphone!
Nice dismount, buddy. Alright, it's time for the best game in the franchise, GTA Advance. And guys, I have some bad news. In this whole game, I have looked throughout the whole map. I did not find a single payphone. You get no missions from payphones, nobody talks on a payphone on the street. And this, despite being the best game in the franchise, has no payphone, so it is disqualified. It is the only one in the whole franchise which doesn't have payphones. Do you know which one does have payphones? Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. And in fact, CJ spawns right next to a payphone, so he's gonna get on the bicycle, which is gonna make it a little bit faster by like a second or something. Take a left, and here's the payphone. He's gonna jump off and touch it with his face.
Payphone!
I hope you didn't bruise yourself, Mr. CJ. Alright guys, it's time for a game with the best name, GTA LC Ayas. Unfortunately for Mr. Ayas, we don't have a payphone very close by because we spawn off-road next to the mansion, so we gotta get into the car with Mr. Vincenzo and drive pretty far away. So far 7 seconds have passed, so San Andreas is much faster than this one. Oops, sorry buddy. Dude flew. Okay, so just stop right over here. Nice dismount, I guess, kinda, not really, but here's the payphone. This took I missed it, 23 seconds. Oh boy.
Payphone.
Not a very fast one, but faster than GTA 3. And of course Advance, which doesn't count. Alright, let's move on to GTA Vice City Stories, in which we still have this problem, guys. We spawn off-road, we spawn in a secluded area which doesn't have payphones, and of course it doesn't because it's a military base. Why should there be cell phones here? So we gotta get out of here, slow down, open the gate and drive pretty far away to civilization. This is the airport which doesn't have payphones close by, so we gotta get... Ooh, that was very close, officer. So we gotta take a left over here. This is the closest one I could find. Drive a little bit more, dismount from my bike. At least we have a bike, you know, it's a bit fast to have a bike, but this was like 36 seconds, dude.
Payphone.
The slowest one so far. Alright guys, it's time for GTA 4, the start of the HD universe. In this universe, the payphones can actually be broken. Aha, which is what I'm gonna do in this attempt. So, let's go, Roman, let's get to the right side, onto civilization on the street. Right across this street, there's a payphone, which is very close by, so I'm gonna crash into it, so my car stops much faster. I'm gonna crash into this wall. It broke the payphone, it fell on the street, and I'm gonna climb on top of it. This took 13 seconds.
Payphone.
Unfortunately, Nico cannot call anybody because it's broken, but still he did touch it, which was pretty darn fast. Next is the first expansion for GTA 4, in which I'm gonna touch the payphone in a very funny way. So, let's start, buddy. Let's get on the bike. I was on the bike already, so let's take a left, and look at this. I'm gonna dismount and touch it with my face. This took less than 10 seconds, which is not the exact time as London 69 and 61, is just slightly faster.
Payphone.
Good job, Joni. Now let's move on to the Belt of Gay Tony, in which I have a surprise for you guys. Do you remember what happened with GTA 2? Well, we have two payphones right next to each other. Unfortunately, in GTA 4 and its expansions we have slower animations, which means that we touched it in more than a second, and in GTA 2 we touched it in less than a second.
Payphone.
All because of realism, so guys, reject GTA 6 and embrace GTA Advance, because realism kills. It's time for Chinatown Wars, and guys, I have some very bad news. We spawn in the ocean. We gotta break the window, we gotta go to shore, which is gonna take a while. We gotta skip this cutscene, get to the car, enter, exit out like this, and enter again, because I don't wanna play the minigame, which takes a long time. So I'm just gonna have a car alarm on the way to the payphone, which is very far. I looked everywhere here, dude. I spent so much time looking, but there's no payphones. So I gotta get close to the mission marker, which is very far away, as you can see, dude. Look at this, I can still break them here because this is still the HD universe. I broke it, but I also touched it. I cannot use it, but I can use the one next to me. But yeah, this took 42 seconds, the slowest one so far.
Payphone.
There's only one game which can beat GTA Chinatown Wars, and that is GTA 5. But GTA 5 sucks because you start in North Yankton, and in North Yankton there's no payphone anywhere. We do have phones, of course, but this is not a payphone, which is what the video is about. We cannot touch this in the first room, or second room, I guess. So what we gotta do is spend 7 minutes in North Yankton, watch all the cutscenes, do all the tasks, wait for people to come to us to shoot others and whatnot. We spent 6.5 minutes doing all that crap. So we are put as Franklin, and Franklin is gonna save us by driving pretty quickly to a payphone location. So get in, dude, as quick as possible, skip the cutscene and drive to the closest payphone. Remember, we cannot leave Lamar, because if we leave him for too long, the mission is gonna fail and we have to spawn right back where we started. So I'm gonna be very careful, very fast as well. He's gonna push me a little bit. Not a good push, but still it's okay. This is gonna be last anyway, so it doesn't matter really. So let's take a left over here. The closest payphone on the route is this one right over here. I'm gonna use my special ability to stop, and I touch it with my face. Oh boy, this took 7 minutes, more than 7 minutes, which is so much more than any other GTA game. This is ridiculous, dude, ridiculous I say. Remember guys, reject realism, embrace jankiness. This is my propaganda for this video, so congratulations GTA 2, not so congratulations to GTA 5, and GTA Advance, you got disqualified. If you guys have ideas on what I should touch next, leave it in the comments down below, leave a like if you enjoyed, thank you so much for watching, and a special thank you to Sean Pasca, Case Knights, Olaveli, Karina Hirsash, Chimonish Poliv, Dananjay, Bad Boy Hero, Ismiku, Durchi Garam, Jebediah, Marsetti Gwen, Jim Francesco's, Galaxy Hats, Marius, Sparky, and everybody else.